The annual national tribute to Nelson once more renews our faith in victory at sea. Victory not in one resounding fleet action as at Trafalgar, but a victory won by hard fighting in countless actions through the years of war. This year, two great new ships have joined the struggle. HMS Anson, named after George Anson, who entered the Navy in 1712, sailed round the globe in the Centurion, later becoming Admiral of the Fleet and First Lord of the Admiralty. HMS Howe is named after Lord Howe, who entered the Navy some 30 years later to become famous for his great victory over the French on the glorious 1st of June, when he himself was nearly 70. Admirals who helped to build our naval tradition. And here, the workers of our modern shipyards who have helped to build two new battleships for our 20th century captains to command. That's Willie Rexter, by the way, 81 and the oldest worker of them all. These ships of the King George V class, the Anson and the Howe, each have a complement of 1,300 men or more, as against Victory's 837. Taking their dunnage aboard or helping to ship stores, they're bringing to life a new warship, a powerful capital ship to make good the loss of Hood or Prince of Wales. Now dedicated to the cause of freedom at a special service after her commissioning, HMS Howe is ready to take her place with the fleet. Pay for over 1,300 officers and ratings comes to a lot of money, even if it doesn't seem so much when it happens to be your turn. It's all worked out down to the last fraction of an inch. It's a way they have in the Navy. Now, under the command of Captain Woodhouse of Ajax and the Battle of the River Plate, remember, HMS Howe puts to sea. A modern battleship the size of a large village, with everything compactly built into one enormous hull, afloat and mobile. The word mobile is an understatement, for this 35,000-ton vessel is driven through the water at over 30 knots, or about 35 miles an hour. Quite a complicated job when you look at it in detail on the spot. Geared turbines driving 4 shafts, shaft horsepower 152,000, speed, let me repeat it, over 30 knots. Remember, the engineers who build or the engineers who handle such machinery, they're fighting the enemy as surely as the gunners themselves. The sick bay would be the envy of any model village, fitted with the most modern equipment to deal with every sickness, quite apart from the casualties of war. And if you've got a toothache, they can stop a tooth or pull it out quite painlessly any fine afternoon. And in spite of anything you may hear said to the contrary, it is not the aim of the ship's bakery to provide customers for the dentists. There remains one important item, nearly the most important of all, ammunition, and the great ship anchors to take it on board. Sixteen 5.25 and 10 14-inch guns have to be supplied. Victory had 110 guns. These are 14-inch shells coming aboard. Shells like those from the King George V that battered the Bismarck into a helpless hulk after she'd been slowed up by torpedoes from the fleet air arm. With her ammunition on board, she'll be ready for sea, ready for action. King George V, Duke of York, Anson, Howe, great names, great ships following a great tradition. On these, our latest capital ships, rests a heavy responsibility. On them, in full cooperation with the Fleet Air Arm and the RAF, depends the maintenance of the freedom of the seas, on the survival of freedom itself. They are the mighty steel counterparts of those old wooden walls which sailed into action under Nelson and Collingwood against Villeneuve. Those hearts of oak, Victory, Royal Sovereign, and the rest engaged the French and Spanish fleets off Cape Trafalgar 137 years ago, smashingly defeated them, and took 60% as prizes. So may the Royal Navy triumph over our enemies today. So may our strategy, our tactics, and the great guns of our new steel ships paralyze the plans and plots of Axis piracy. Our ships have changed. The great wooden warships have put on armor, but their mission is the same. And the spirit of the men who fight in them is the same. A spirit that has endured from before Trafalgar, a spirit that will endure for all time.